And now to a different story. Do you have a list of cities across the world that you'd like to travel to at some day? And is Hong Kong on that list? If yes, that list might need some tweaking because to visit the city, you might have to pass a test, a national security risk test, that is. What exactly is this test and who will it prevent from entering the city? Our next report gets you all the details.
If your travel plans include a visit to the city of Hong Kong, well, then it could be a bumpy ride. Hong Kong immigration authorities have introduced a test for all visa applications. It's called the National Security Risk Test. Hong Kong says the test will prevent people who pose a threat from entering the city. And how will the immigration authorities assess this? They say they will evaluate the background and past statements of visa applicants to determine whether they pose a risk to national security. The authorities insist that it's not a blanket ban. They also assure it will not target foreign journalists, lawyers, and academics. The Immigration Department says around 23,000 visitors were refused entry to Hong Kong last year, which is less than 0.07% of the 34 million arrivals. However, there have been quite a few high-profile visa incidents in Hong Kong in recent months. Academic Rowena He Xiao-Ching, who researches the Tiananmen crackdown, was denied a work extension in October, and she was giving no explanation for it. Japanese freelance journalist Yoshiaki Ogawa was denied entry and was turned away at the city's airport in June. In recent years, there have been increasing concerns over eroding free speech and a crackdown on dissent in Hong Kong. The city's government is working on a new controversial national security legislation. The new legislation will build on the draconian Hong Kong National Security Law, which was imposed by China 4 years ago when massive pro-democracy protests broke out in the city and hundreds of thousands of people took to the streets. It criminalizes any act of secession, subversion, or undermining the power of the central government, terrorism, and collusion with foreign or external forces. It also advocates tighter control of foreign political organizations linked to the city. The Hong Kong National Security Law has been facing widespread public opposition. Critics say it erodes civil liberties and squashes dissent. They say the new legislation will further tighten these controls.
From impeachments to inaugurations, if it's a political story, we are on the scene. The race for the White House is heating up.
We're beating Biden.
How dare he say that?
If it's breaking news, we're live with the latest coverage. From the White House, the State Department, and Capitol Hill, we know the issues, but above all, we know the players to bring you the latest in-depth analysis on all the key stories that we're covering. I'm Eric Ham. Join me from Washington here on Firstpost America.